Hey guys, what's up? It's Melanie. Thanks for coming back if you've already been here before. And if you are new, hit that subscribe button for me, guys, so you don't miss out on any DIY. This video, we are going to tackle my patio. As you can see, I did it a few years back. What was it? Summer of 2018. I'll tell you more about that. But you know what? It's looking a little shabby. It's time to get all this stuff off of here. Definitely live in this space, guys. And let's give it a new look. I don't know about you, but any flat surface in this place gets covered. That's all my girls' nail stuff. Just sit out here. We talk, we visit. They do their nails. Yeah, it's great. I picked up this hard pressure nozzle dealie at Home Depot. Let's see if it can do the job. My plan is just to blast this off, get off any loose paint that's there, and give it a wash with that. I don't want to do any more than that because Melanie, and I just don't. Talk about this concrete for a minute. You can see over here where it's so beat up and so much is missing. That's because the guys that laid the concrete didn't lay it level. It is very not level. Water pools there when it rains or snows or anything like that. So it is deteriorating. So that is something that I'm just going to have to deal with. If this does deteriorate in those sections again, it's because of that, not because of my paint. And I am quite aware it's a choice I'm making. So after I scraped and washed, I did use a little paint scraper to get off anything loose. It's time to prime. I'm going to use Wise Owl's primer in dark gray to cover all this up. I got a quart of it. I sure hope it's enough. If you follow my Facebook page at Windmill Vintage Designs, you might have seen me do this a few years back. 2018, I used DIY and Wise Owl chalk paint. I did not prime, and I didn't clean it either. I just went straight at it. It was a spur of the moment kind of thing. I made that decision and I just went with it. And you know what? We've loved it for all these years. But now I feel like it's time to give it a new look and to do it right. So we washed it a bit and now we're gonna prime it. Put one coat of dark gray 1 hour enamel primer on this. You can find that on my website at Windmill Vintage Designs. It's super good. Some of you who've been watching my videos know I've been using 1 hour enamel a lot lately because, well, it's so durable and it doesn't stink and it's awesome in every way. So yeah, that's why. I really love red. I don't do it a lot on furniture, but for stuff like this, I love it. So let's get in there. Let's put a couple coats on of Veronica Vaughn. Wow. Last time I did this, I did the entire thing by hand with a brush. This time I decided I'm not doing it. Last time again was spur of the moment, so I was just kind of doing section by section to see if I even liked it, see if it was even going to hold up. This time I had a plan. We're going to use the roller and roll this sucker on there. And yes, we are going to need 2 coats, and I am going to have to continually get the dirt and the leaves off it. Roller worked really well for all the flat sections, but I'm going to cut in with a chip brush just to get in those little cracks and crevices. stencils shopping online and I found this one. I usually do go to Royal Design Studios for my stencils. This one is called All the Angles. I got medium size. It is 21.5 by 21.5. This is a big stencil, guys. And it does include this little like side thing for the ceiling, like for where you would cut off. I didn't end up using that, but it's super handy that they included it. Let's get going. I measured and found the exact center of my patio, and that's where I'm starting. We're going to use Higgins Lake and Poseidon. These are both really cool colors. They're both in the 1 hour enamel, so I don't have to worry about a top coat on any of this. That's the awesome thing about 1 hour enamel. Those of you who have stenciled know, those of you who have not don't, so I'm just going to go through it. Offloading your brush is super important. You want a very, very minimal amount of paint on your brush. So you're just going to dab a little bit, you're going to rub it onto something else, get rid of most of it. You can do numerous different techniques when you do this. Right now I'm doing the swirl, swirl, swirl kind of technique. And then we're going to do the dab, dab, dab. Now, things work different for different people. I don't know, but I know that this swirl, swirl, swirl is a bad, bad, bad for Melanie. This is my very, very center square. Everything else is going to go out from this one. I'm doing the colors here, laying them down. This is Higgins Lake. It's a really light green, and it almost looks white compared to the red. And then when I put the darker blue, the Poseidon, it really looks almost white, but it's not. It's just a super light green, almost like a, not a eucalyptus, like a more of a mint, but not so minty. Anyways, it's a really good color. So right now I'm dabbing to just kind of fill it in. It needs 2 coats for this particular color. One hour enamel dries and cures super fast. That's why they call it 1 hour enamel. So it's about 5-6 minutes with light coat like this for dry time, if even that. And for complete cure, it's an hour. So that means if you were doing a full surface, you could recoat in an hour. That's ridiculous and lovely at the same time. I only have one stencil brush, and you know what? I don't stencil enough to go buy another one, so I just pulled out my 1.5-inch round brush made by YSL. Super awesome, super flat, and you don't lose bristles, so that's what I'm using for the Poseidon. Using my super old Royal Design Studio stencil brush for the Higgins Lake. Okay, here we go. Very first stencil, and I have not stenciled in a super long time. Let's see how I did. Yeah, the swirly method is not so good for Melanie. Check it out. I definitely have some bleed through, bleed under, whatever you want to call it. So we're going to be dabbing. Hopefully I can remember to dab from now on. No swirl for me. Stencil comes with these little etch lines. So what you want to do is you want to line that up perfect with your previous stencil. 1 hour enamel dries so fast that I don't have to worry about it blurring or swirling or whatever. So I'm just going to line that up really, really well. Well, I do have to say, I totally messed up on the first one. I went horizontal. I want them diagonal, so I'm going to correct myself now. So that first one that was horizontal is going to be like my centerpiece, and every other stencil from there is going to go diagonal out from that. Okay, so after you do a couple of these, you kind of realize how to do it. Being that my 1.5 inch round brush is a little bit bigger, I'm going to use that first with the Poseidon. Then I'm going to go back with the small stencil brush for the Higgins Lake. That way I don't have to repeat and redo so much. Right, so fun fact, maybe it's fun, maybe it's not so fun. Either way, it takes me about 10 to 15 minutes to do each stencil. So I don't even know. I didn't count how many I did, but you guys can see how many hours I have in this. Quite a bit. So this whole project took me probably 2 days, roughly. Now it's time to butt up against the edge here. So we're just going to bend that stencil down as close as we can get it. And we're just going to wing it, guys. We're going to get in there the best we can and see how it is. So I already taped it off. So if I overlap onto that little step right there, that's okay because it's taped. We can pull the tape off. So let's just see. All right, well, that's not so bad. Check it out. Looks pretty good. And here's what it looks like with the tape off. It's not perfect, but you know what? I'll take it. Okay, so me, Roxy, and Holly have been going hard for about 10 hours today. We're just busting it out. We still have a bit to go, but we're getting there. I feel like we're on the home stretch. That's my girl, Roxy. She's 16 years old. My poor baby's getting up there, but you know what? She's my constant companion. She was checking this out for me that night, and she says it looks pretty damn good. We went to bed that night, woke up the next morning, and it had rained. Look, in my not well done concrete areas, there's already a puddle. But the paint seems to be holding up okay so far. Holly dog is super stoked to eat. And for those of you who watched me do my kitchen floor with Modern Masters metal effects, here it is, holding up just fine. And now we're gonna feed the girls. Check out this patio. Guys, I really love it. Look how freaking cute the dogs are too. And yes, they eat out of salsa bowls. Of course they do. We're in New Mexico. I don't know if you guys have met Bentley before. This is my cat. Check him out. He's so funny. He thinks he's one of the dogs. So he just lined himself up here and sat down. He's just, I don't know. It's just funny. Funny animals. All right. So that is that, guys. You know what? I'm super stoked with my patio. And of course, some of you know how much I love my plants. And that's it. So we did all of this with 1 Hour Enamel. We used the primer, we used Veronica Vaughn, we used Poseidon, and we used Higgins Lake. We used a stencil from Royal Design Studios. I had lots of help from my furry friends. And you know what? It's awesome. I love it. You can find all these products at windmillvintagedesigns.com. Don't forget to check them out, guys. Thank you for being here. You guys are awesome, and I sure hope you hit that subscribe button. Hey, don't forget, only you can make it happen. See you next time.